Hello, Seasonal Vantage Insiders. This is Alex from MarketWise Asia. Thank you for watching this video. So as I'm doing this video, the date it is the 2nd of January 2024, a Tuesday afternoon at about 1:20 p.m. as I'm doing this video. So very good New Year to you. First, a Happy New Year 2024. So may you have always have good health and prosper in all things in the year 2024. So do you realize that every time I do greetings, right, health always come first, okay? Because at my age, okay, I've already some friends or acquaintance who have already passed on, and of course there are also some health care within my family members. So to me, health is always the most important thing first, okay? And then when you have health, you can do all things afterwards, okay? And prosper in 2024, it can be all things, okay? Not just financially, it can be your love life, your family, your career, and of course, financially. So I wish you good health and also prosper in all things in 2024. And as I'm doing this video, I'm very happy that, we have a lot more Seasonal Vantage Insiders. Okay, you guys really, exceed my expectation. Okay, I thought at most I'll have about 150 to less than 200 insiders. Okay, all right. So right now we have about 270 insiders right now, and you are one of them. So thanks so much for joining this. Of course, I know some of you might be new to me or very very new to me. Okay, don't worry. Okay, I will try to give value, give you more content, and guide you along the way. All right. So, of course, there are new insiders here first. Okay, I just want to share with you how I actually use the data. Okay, first. Okay, all right. Before I go into how to use the data, just want to let you know that Seasonal Vantage. Okay, it is not a signal service. Okay, because I won't be telling you when to buy or what to buy or when to sell, when to take profit. Okay, when to place stop loss and all this. You need first and foremost you need to understand that you are buying the seasonal data. You are not buying the signal service from me, okay? Because every time I post, it could be already lagging. Already, it's not a real-time service, and yeah, so I don't need to become a signal service. But of course, along the way, okay, the weekly video and the updates, I will share with you what are some of the stocks or ETF that I'm keeping on the watch list, so you can zoom in on all those stocks and ETF first, okay? So first of all, for those who just joined, right, this is the members area, right? So once you log in, you should be able to see this two column. One is the Seasonal Vantage reports and one is the SV member area. So let's go through the reports first, okay? So once you head into the member site, just click on the reports, right? Okay, you'll see the Excel and the PDF for the stocks, okay? Stocks Excel, stocks PDF, ETF Excel, ETF PDF, okay? Right, this by default, these are the main one. But okay, just before the new year, I added in the bearish stocks, okay? Excel, okay, and the bearish ETF Excel. For the bearish ETF, right, I've only added until January only, okay? For the February and March, okay, I haven't done up all the data, but once it is up, okay, I will put in again. But not to worry lah, because right now it's still January, okay? When the time comes, I will get it updated and update you guys again. Because as I mentioned during the Facebook Live, okay, the last Facebook Live, okay, before the end of the year, the end of last year, right, I said that, the market could be a bit more difficult to trade in this coming 2024. So, okay, I am anticipating a pullback. So don't get caught, okay, from this correction, okay? To me, it's not a surprise if the market really comes down. So I'm prepared for that. So that's why I'm providing you this bearish data for free at no additional cost. By right, only the bullish data only. Okay, so just go ahead and download this data over here. Once you click on download, it should be downloaded into your PC or your desktop or your tablet. All right, so there's a PDF, there's Excel. Okay, you choose what you want to use, prefer. Okay, and from now onwards, I'll just use the Excel because I can able to sort all this data easily. Okay, so let's go through the data. So this is the stocks ETF over here. Okay, so how to use the data over here. So I think it is quite intuitive. At first glance, it is of course the symbol, the ticker symbol, okay, the company name, okay, all right, and the start on open and end or close. This is the favorable dates, which means that for this CI Cigna Corp, okay, which is a healthcare, okay, and healthcare provider, which I state the sector and the industry as well, okay, all these are provider also. So the favorable date is on the 1st of January to the 22nd of January. These are the favorable dates, okay, and the win percentage is 92%, okay. The historical data is based on 13 years. Just to take note, okay, it is until 2022. Of course, 2023, okay, just ended. So I do not have the full data compiled yet, but that is good enough, okay? That is good enough, all right? So for, years is for the past 13 years, which means that, okay, for the past 13 years, okay, Cigna Corp, okay, ended higher, closed positive within this favorable period from the 1st of January to the 2nd of January, okay? All right, so calendar means from 1st Jan to 22nd Jan, it is 22 calendar days. This is based on calendar days, not trading days, which means that it is inclusive of Saturday and Sunday. And of course, I add in the sector and the industry as well. Okay, and of course, the next question that many of you guys ask me is that, hey, Alex, so do I just enter on the 1st of January to the and close on the 22nd of January for this, for example, Cigna Corp, or for example, maybe I unfilter this first, okay, let me see what other stocks, okay, or some of the other stocks, maybe some of the familiar one, maybe more familiar, actually not quite a lot. Never mind. Okay, all right. So Cardinal Health, okay, I think it's quite familiar to some people. Like for example, is it of Cardinal Health? They enter on the 1st Jan and close on the 2nd of February 2024. Okay, or or is it for example, maybe this I don't know, Alphabet, Google, familiar stock, right? So do I just enter on the 4th of January? Okay, open and then exit on the 5th of February? Because for the past 10 years, okay, 9 years, it ended positive during this favorable period, okay? The answer it is no. The answer is no. Personally, okay, I don't do that. I don't just blindly enter on the 1st of Jan for like, for example, GD and close on the 22nd of January. Okay, I repeat, I do not blindly open on the date and close on the date, which means I do not enter on this date and exit on this date, okay? I still need to look at the chart, okay, which means that I will still, okay, I will still, still need to see the chart, which means that I still need to look at the price action. There must be a setup or a trigger. So if a stock has been going a lot higher, right, I won't be chasing all these stock. I need a pullback. So I won't be entering just based on the date itself, okay? All right, so I hope you understand this. Okay, I repeat, I do not enter, okay, based on the date and exit based on the date blindly. Okay, I still need to look at the chart. So that is the reason why I'm doing this weekly video to show you, okay, what are the sectors that's moving or what sectors that's not moving or industry that you should be watching out, okay, or some of the key things that you should be keeping in the watch list. That's why I'm doing this video. All right. Okay, with that, okay, and yeah, so again, all right, this is not a signal service. You are actually buying the seasonal data. All these, weekly updates, okay, and video are just value added service to you, okay. But okay, to give you also a set the expectation right, okay. Last year, right, okay, it has been a fantastic year. If you can ask those previously who subscribed to Seasonal Vantage Insiders, I think for those who who really kind of follow my watch list or enter based on some of the stocks that I keep track on, right, I would say that 90% you would have made money lah. Okay, but I just want to set the expectation straight that this year 2024 might not be so easy. Okay, so do not expect that every single trade that I enter or you enter will be profitable. Okay, might not be the case, so get prepared for that. But as long, okay, you have a positive expectancy, which means that as long as you have an edge, okay, your winners, the profit is more than your losers, the amount you lost, right? Okay, you'll be profitable. Okay, all right, Ken. So with that, okay, let's kickstart this session first. So let's go through the maybe let's go through the ETF first. Okay, maybe not. Let's not go through that first. Okay, let's go through this chart first. So this is the RRG chart over here. So this is the relative rotation graph from stock charts. Okay, this is a paid premium service. Okay, so if you do not have an account with stock charts as a paid account, you won't be able to access this RRG chart. So basically, for those who are new, it just tells you, okay, what are the leading sector, what are the weakening sector, what are the lagging sector, what is the improving sector. Okay, so for this chart, I have put in the 11 sectors in the S&P 500, like for example, consumer discretionary, consumer staple, technology, comms, material, health, real estate, finances, etc. So on this, okay, I just do based on the daily time frame. I just click on update. Okay, all right. So just let you know, there's always some lag time, which means that when a market it is leading now or weakening now, okay, there's always a lag time. So for example, let's say for example, the XLC, the comms, okay, is already leading now, real time, but there is some lag time. It can still be improving because it takes time, okay, for the signal to reflect in this RRG chart. Okay, so it's not instantaneously they tell you, hey, this is like the leading stocks, like leading sector right now. Okay, but it is good enough to tell us what is actually moving right now. So you can see over here, right? Okay, the green one is leading the XLB materials. Okay, the improving ones like the energy, the comms, the XLP is the consumer defensive. So if you want, you can just take a screenshot and see all this. Okay, take a screenshot and all this. So you can see that consumer staple materials is not too bad. And if we really want to drill down into the hourly time frame so that we know what's happening for the past 1 or 2 days, right? The last few days, right? They can drill down to the lower time frame like the 1 hour chart. So we see, okay. So can you see the same things happens again? I think it can be quite messy over here, but I can see over here, right? Consumer staple is still leading, okay? All right, which means that I'm going to look at consumer staple. This shows that the consumer staple stocks is doing well, okay, at this point in time. And healthcare, financial utilities is not too bad, okay? All right, so these are the things that you can be looking out for, like healthcare, utilities. And you realize that, utilities and consumer staples is doing pretty well. This tends to be the defensive stocks. So maybe, okay, the stock market, it is telling us that, is the pullback coming up soon? Okay, I'm not sure. So we shall see later. But just a very quick recap over here. All right. In case you are not aware, I did my Facebook Live, okay, last Friday. So if you head down to the member site or the MarketWise Asia YouTube channel, right, you should be able to see the video. So I recommend that you watch the video. It is also inside the SV members area, okay, under the latest one. Go ahead and watch it because as I mentioned, right, this is pretty important. I share with you, okay, the seasonal for the election year and the roadmap that, we could be, looking out for this coming year, which I think, or my opinion is that there could be some correction, okay, in the first quarter of this year. And it is also not surprising, like for example, the S&P 500 futures over here, okay, or the NASDAQ, ever since November, right? Okay, it has been rallying all the way up, okay, and not significant pullback. I think sooner or later, okay, the correction or the pullback will come, and it's going to be a steeper correction, okay. It's just a matter of time. It is just when only, okay. All right. Of course, if the market continue to go higher, then it's good, okay. Right, it feels good, okay. But personally, I hope that the market can come down a little bit, okay, at least to make the uptrend more sustainable. So I recommend that you go to the YouTube or the members area to watch my public Facebook Live to know what is the roadmap for the 2024 this year. Okay, so let's talk about last week. Okay, I think last week I mentioned about the LIT. Okay, LIT. All right, so I really exited, as I mentioned during the Facebook Live. So I first mentioned about LIT over here. Okay, so it went up, so I exited on this day over here. Of course, I think there might be some insiders who haven't exited, already entered, haven't exited, okay, it is wise that you at least trail your stop loss higher. So this is, for example, you enter somewhere around here, your stop loss somewhere around here, okay, you shift your stop loss higher. Okay, so let's say, for example, today suddenly gap down or whatever it is, okay, at least you won't lose money. So keeping your capital, it is very important. Okay, don't think about making money first. Okay, preserve your capital is the most important thing. Don't lose money is the number one goal if you are a new trader. Along the way, maybe I can expand on that, but yeah, so trade or stop loss or exit if you want to. Okay, up to you to decide. All right, and the other one, okay, Cooper last week, okay, I have also exited, okay, just break even, because as I mentioned, the year I feel that it is not going to be a so smooth year. So during the last day, okay, I actually exited on Cooper, so break even. Yeah, all right, so no loss, but I didn't make much money, just to be honest with you. Okay, all right, so it is entirely up to you whether you want to hold on to it based on the seasonal data. Okay, but most likely your stop is somewhere around here. Okay, if you hit your stop, then so be it. No issue at all. Okay, no issue. Because as I mentioned, as long as your profit, okay, is more than your losses along the way, you'll definitely make money one. And it has been proven that seasonal has an edge over there. Okay, all right. So this is just sharing with you what I did for LIT and Cooper over here. So for this coming year data, right? So let me just show you the data. Okay, maybe let's go through the ETF data first. Good. So for this coming year, okay, all right, for this week especially, okay, the date is from 1st to 7th of January. So normally I use Sunday to Sunday. Of course, 31st of January is a Sunday. So it's already last year, so I never put. So Sunday to Sunday, okay, first to the 7th of January. Okay, so if you are using the Excel data spreadsheet, okay, you can very easily, okay, just click on auto filter, all right, and then you click on the start open. You just choose 1 to 7. Okay, that's what I do. Of course, 8 is next week already, so I never choose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1st to 5th of January, right? So you can see that there's about 18 of them over here. Okay, so all in all, for example, PowerShare, Aerospace and Defense. Okay, as I mentioned, I don't just blindly, the data say 1st Jan to 20 Feb, so I just open on 1st Jan and 20 Feb. I don't do that. Okay. Okay. The reason why is because, okay, PPA, this is the Aerospace and Defense ETF. If you take a look at this chart over here, PPA, okay, you can see that it is also very extended already. There's not a significant pullback. So I personally, my setup is I need a pullback. Okay, price to come down a little bit. Okay, a pullback. Okay, like for example here, a pullback. Okay, as an illustration purpose, like for example, this is a pullback. This is a pullback over here. Then I let price to go up like that. Okay, so there's no pullback. Very hard for me to enter. I don't like to chase, and there's also no trigger at all. No trigger. So my preferred method of entering is actually the wash and rinse trigger. Okay, I think 90% of time I use the wash and rinse trigger to enter. Once again, all right, if you don't know the wash and rinse or trigger, okay, there is this masterclass here. All right, just click on the masterclass tag. Okay, under the masterclass, okay, there is this understanding the wash and rinse trigger. So this wash and rinse trigger, I actually learned it from Binnie Ong, also one of our resident speakers at the Market Insights Virtual Summit. So she often talk about wash and rinse trigger. I find it extremely effective. So credit goes to her. I did not invent the wash and rinse. She's the one who taught about the wash and rinse, so which I thought is pretty good, very good. So I use the wash and rinse. So you can watch this video if you want to just have a recap on what is the wash and rinse about. Recently, Binnie Ong did a webinar. You can just head over to the YouTube and watch the wash and rinse. And if you want to know how I set up my chart, the cloud, pivot point, and CPR, central pivot range, okay, you can also watch here at the masterclass tag over here. Okay, so this is how I set up all the chart. You can see that the cloud, the pivot point, the central pivot range, and also the pivot point. Okay, so there is no trigger. So there's no trigger. So I don't enter the PPA based on just the date. Okay, and very important. I also need to tell you then, okay, because I'm dealing with a lot of data, okay, all this data, okay, there might be error, okay, which means that, for example, like 100%, 100%, it might not be 100%, okay, but okay, don't be so caught up with this, or is it 100% or 90% or 80%, that kind of thing, okay. Personally, okay, I chose those stocks or ETF with at least a winning percentage of 90%. Okay, so all these are very favorable data, and I tell you that there could be error. So please don't assume that all these data are 100% error free. There could be bound to have error, but I think it is not that important. Okay, the important is that we know these are the favorable data. So even like 100%, it is wrong, it is 90%, I think it's still good enough. Okay, so don't be caught up with the data. It might not be 100% error free, but the key thing is, okay, we know that this is a favorable day, and we know that I don't just blindly enter. Okay, so I still need to look at the chart. So not that important to me if there's some slight error to that, because I'm doing it with a lot of data. Okay, some of data is from third-party vendor. The third-party vendor, if the data is wrong, okay, from my side, it will be wrong also. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, Ken. So for all these ETF, right? The key thing that I'm looking out actually for this country or sectors or industry or thematic, right? Actually not much for this year. Not much for the US kind of thing, but the key thing that I'm looking at is actually the China stocks or the ETF. Like for example, the CQQQ. This is the China technology from the 3rd of Jan to 22nd of Jan. For the past 12 years, okay, 11 years, it has been positive. Okay, all right, it closed higher lah. Okay, another one, for example, is like the China MCHI China ETF. Okay, so CQQQ. Okay, CQQQ. All right, can take a look at CQQQ over here. CQQQ. Okay, so this is the one over here. Okay, you can see that it has been grinding down, and recently price is starting to go higher. All right, so it has been up for 2 days already. Okay, right, if I'm not mistaken, right, for this, when the market open, it should be at the central pivot range. So sometimes okay, I also do at the 2-day time frame. Let's take a look. Okay, all right, so if we do a 2-day time frame, there is actually a wash and rinse pattern. Okay, so I know some of you might be asking, what is a 2-day time frame? Actually, sometimes I cannot explain everything at one go. Okay, so along the way, I will explain more, but 2 days, every single bar is 2 days. So you are very familiar with the daily time frame, right? I often mention during my Facebook Live, okay? So daily is simple, very easy to understand. Every single bar is 1 day, okay? Like 28th of December, 29th of December, okay? 2 day, very simple, okay? Every one bar is 2 days, okay? Like 21st December, then 26th December, then 28th December. Every 2 days is equal to 1 bar. Okay, so the wash and rinse is actually very simple, okay? Wash and rinse pattern, you can watch the video, or okay, this is what wash and rinse that when the prior day, when the close, okay, is lower than the prior day low over here. So this is the low over here, all right, 34 point, no, this is the closing price is 34.63. 34.63, okay, all right, over here. Sorry, no, the low is over here, sorry. This is the low over here. The low, it is, sorry, I quite confused myself. The low is actually 34.5. Okay, 34.85. Okay, when the closing price is lower than the prior day low. I repeat, when the closing price over here is lower than the prior day low, it is the wash line. So the wash line, it is actually 34.85. Okay, can you see that, price did not reverse back into the wash line until, okay, on 28th of December. So if you are judging on the 2-day time frame, okay, then it is still not too late. Then your stop loss can be somewhere around there, okay, up to you, okay. But you can see how tonight open. So this is the wash and rinse. So that your stop you need to be a bit wider, somewhere near the swing over there. Okay, all right. So I'm looking at China technology ETF. So if you want to know what are the component stocks in this CQQQ, Very simple. Just go to etf.com/CQQQ. Okay. I think the domain is very easy to remember. etf.com. Okay. If you want something even simpler, I can help you already. So etf.com is the simplest. Then /QQQ. So it's a cap weighted of investable Chinese tech stocks. So it is also include A shares. Okay, A share means listed on China itself. N shares means listed in New York. Okay, all right. So you want to see the holdings. What are all these holdings? All these holdings are like Tencent, Pinduoduo, Meituan, Baidu. Okay, Kuaishou. Okay, Bilibili, that kind of thing now. Okay, so you can take a look at all this. Okay, so QQQ looks not too bad. Okay, the China stocks. I think the China stock may have found a bottom for now. Whether it is the absolute bottom, I don't know. But I think, okay, based on seasonal data and based on price action, okay, looks pretty good for me. So CQQQ, okay, is one. And the other one, it is actually, this is the MCHI. MCHI. So what's the component stock for MCHI? MCHI, etf.com/MCHI. So there are different component stocks, okay? So for MCHI, the, okay, investable Chinese shares. So this is not just the tech stocks, okay? It include, okay, the I shares, B shares, red chip, P chip, and a lot of things. So let's see what's the holdings, okay? Holdings a lot more diverse, okay, like Tencent, Alibaba, like from China itself, okay, CCB, okay, Meituan, JD, Baidu, Xiaomi, okay, and all this, okay, ICBC banks also. So it's a lot more diverse. So MCHI, okay, MCHI, okay, price action is also pretty similar. So, but it has run up for a few days really. So, if you are just based on the daily time frame, then not so wise to chase lah. Okay, but if you're looking at the 2-day time frame, let's see. Okay, still looks okay to me. Can you see that? You know, this is the day where price closed lower than the prior day low. Can you see this is the day where the price closed here. Prior day low is here. So day close lower than the prior day low. So the wash line will be the prior day low over here. The wash line it is 39.7. Okay. 39.7. All right. So today will be another new bar over here based on a 2-day time frame. Okay. So price has crossed above the wash line and hold above the wash line since the 28th of December. Okay, so I think China stock is not too bad. Okay, personally, I haven't entered lah. Okay, so I'm watching out for the China stocks as well. Okay, and the other one that I want to share with you guys is also the Hong Kong market. Hong Kong market is EWH over here. Hong Kong market. So I think 2 weeks ago, I also shared about the Hong Kong market. This is based on the EWH. This is EDF in the US. Okay, daily time frame. Prior to that, I mentioned about EWH. So previously, I mentioned, but I didn't know that there's a dividend. Okay, so if you know there's unadjusted one, price actually kept down. Okay, so I get stopped out. Okay, wasted, but never mind. Okay, I thought TradingView will show me the dividend, but it didn't somehow. But never mind. Okay, right. But looking at price action, if I put adjusted one, it looks pretty good. Okay, and price is actually going higher. So very similar to the Chinese stocks. I think Hong Kong Chinese pretty similar. I think they have my bottom for now. So might take a look at EWH also. But right now, there is no trigger based on the daily time frame. There's no wash and rinse trigger. Today, it has also gone up already. So I wouldn't want to chase the EWH. But you can take note of the favorable date over here. Okay, 5th Jan to 19th Jan. All right, for the past 12 years, okay, 11 years, it closed higher. So this is for the stocks over here. All right. So as I mentioned just now during the RRG chart, right? So, okay. And you can see that based on daily time frame, the consumer staples is not too bad. Utilities is doing well. And healthcare is also doing pretty well. Okay. All right. So, these are the stocks, okay, for the January one. Exactly that what you have over here. Once again, I also filter on the date 1st to 7th of January. So of course there's no 7. Okay, so it's 1st to 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, already entered. So there are a lot of other stocks. Okay, there are about 60 stocks over here. Once again, a recap, I won't be entering based on the date itself and close based on the date itself. I still need to look at the price action. So this is where the RRG charts comes in handy. Okay, so I know what are the sectors to focus on already. Okay, so right, sectors you can filter also. Okay, so I want to look at the consumer goods, the consumer durables, right, consumer defensive. Okay, right, I will look at the healthcare. Okay, let's look at healthcare also. Industrial tech maybe not so much. Okay, and utilities. So I know what to filter: consumer goods, healthcare, and utilities. Okay, at the end of the day, still got about 26 stocks over here. All right. So these 26 stocks, right, you can also put on the RRG chart over here, less than 50 stocks, okay? Or I can just enter. Okay, so these are the stocks that is, actually leading the market right now. Can you see that there's quite a number of utilities, okay, healthcare, okay, consumer staple, okay, and consumer staple. So these are the ones that I'm looking out. So if you want to take a look, you can take a screenshot or whatever it is, okay? All right, these are the screenshot over here, okay? All right, so take a look. All right, so for me personally, right, okay, if you filter already, right, in fact, quite a number of the utility stocks are not too bad. Okay, so for example, like this Sempra Energy, okay, from 2nd of Jan to 2nd of Feb, for the past 12 years, 100% of time it closed higher. Okay, 32 calendar days, multi-utilities, meaning they provide gases, water, I suppose, gas, water, electricity. Okay, utilities. Okay, let's take a look at SRE. SRE over here. Okay, actually it is okay. SRE. Okay, so once again, all right, I just want to share with you. Okay, can you see that generally this is the trend? Okay, it's been grinding down. Okay, all right, the trend is not the easiest, not the nicest, but I can see that at least right now, okay, it is above the central pivot range, found support here, okay, and then it is having a pullback. This is the setup that I want to see. All right, there is also a wash and rinse pattern. Can you see that this is the wash bar where price closed lower than the prior day low over here. The prior day low, it is actually 74.66. 74.66 over here. Okay, this is the prior day low. All right, so actually, okay, on the Friday itself, price has closed above the wash line. Okay, let's see whether the price can go above can go higher. So there are actually two ways to enter. One to enter is to, when market open tonight, you just enter. Okay, that's the first option. When market open tonight, okay, you just enter. Okay, or second, okay, all right, you can see after the market open, after 1 hour, okay, then you see how the price react, because you want price to settle down first. Okay, let all the traders out there, okay, market makers, whatever it is, okay, to do their active volume trading first. Okay, when the first hour started, right, there's a lot of volume one, so let them settle down. Okay, generally the market will show its true color like later of the day. So that's about 11:30 Singapore time. Right now, from the daylight saving, right, the market is opening at 10:30 p.m. Singapore time. So all in all, okay, I'm looking at the utilities. Okay, so this is the SRE, and the other one that I'm looking out, it is actually the I think this PEG. Okay, 3rd Jan to 2nd Feb. I think it's also not too bad. I think so. I think I checked before. PEG. Okay, PEG. PEG over here. All right, so you can see that it's found support at the central pivot range, still hold above the CPR, found support at the CPR, come back down. Right now we are in the favorable range right now, right? Because the favorable date is on the 3rd of January. Okay, start. So there is also a wash and rinse pattern over here. Okay, so this is the wash bar where price closed lower than the prior day low. So the prior day low is actually 60.72. 60.72. Okay, all right, can you see that, actually on Thursday, price has closed above the wash line already, and Friday, price has also closed above the wash line. Okay, all right, let's see whether price can continue to go higher in this coming week or so. Okay, and then another one, it is actually the Is it Exelon? Is it ES Eversoft? Yeah. So this is the slightly stronger one. You can see this Eversoft Energy. There's also price. Eversoft prior to that was actually in quite a steady downtrend, right? In just recent 2 months, just close above the cloud and also the central pivot range over here. So can you see that there's also a wash and rinse pattern? So this is the wash bar where price closed below the prior day low. Okay. All right. This is the closing price and the prior day low is here. So prior day low is actually 61.38. 61.38 over there. Okay. So I remove this one. Okay. All right. So all in all, this is the one. Let's see whether price can go higher or not. On Friday, price stay above the wash line. Okay, which means that the XLU should be doing not too bad also. Yeah, the XLU. Okay, so price also just close above the wash line over here. So all in all, I am more focusing on the utilities. Okay, and also the consumer staple. So for the consumer staple wise, right, I am actually looking at let me see, not Campbell, KDP. So for example, this KDP, Dr. Pepper, like as I mentioned, I don't enter blindly, right, 3rd Jan to 8th Feb, because like for example, KDP, okay, price has already gone up so high already, okay, that I'm chasing this. So there's no setup, there's no wash and rinse trigger. So I won't be entering that. So let's take a look. I think I saw these is it SJM? Let's take a look. SJM. Also went up quite a bit already. So let me see. I thought I saw some Campbell, not Campbell. Yeah, I think no. So all in all, okay, this is the consumer discretionary. I don't have any setup or trigger yet. So if there's any, I'll give you a shout out in the members area. So if you're talking about health, right, the other one that I'm actually focusing on is actually BDX, Becton and Dickinson. Okay, so if you're in the health industry, right, most likely you should know this pharmaceutical healthcare equipment and supply company. Because previously, when I was working many years ago, okay, I went to their company before. I think it was in Woodlands. So BDX, Becton and Dickinson. Okay, so BDX. Okay, BDX. All right. So you can see that healthcare, actually health last year was not very good for health. Price in a downtrend. Okay, while the market is rallying, healthcare didn't really rally. So this BDX, okay, quite kind of interesting to me. Okay, so can you see that there is also a wash and rinse, a very slight wash and rinse. So price has been going higher in recent weeks. Okay, then the slight pullback over here. Okay, then the wash bar, it is actually here also. Okay, where price closed lower than the prior day low. So the prior day low is actually 242.52. 242.52. Okay, and on Friday, price actually closed above the wash line and stay above the wash line. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, okay, when the market opened tonight, the central pivot range is also holding above, the price is also holding above the central pivot range. So I'm looking at BDX also, if you are keen to look into the healthcare stock. So this is the only one that caught my eye as of now. Okay, there's trigger, the wash and rinse trigger. The rest, not so much yet. All right, so this is for the bullish side. Okay, I won't be looking at the tech stock because all this has been going up. There's no setup, there's no trigger for me to enter. Okay, all in all, okay, now I think today's session is a bit long, how many minutes? Or 38 minutes. Okay, all right, because there's also the bearish data. Because as I mentioned, right, there's a possibility that January we might see a pullback. So let's get prepared for that. Okay, so I also provided the bearish data also, as I mentioned in the members area, right, under the download area reports. Okay, you click on this, you download on the stocks, bearish stocks Excel and the bearish ETF. As I repeat, okay, the bearish ETF, I've only provided the January yet because the Feb and March is not ready yet. Okay, but for the stocks Excel, January to March is ready. Okay, so just click on download. So for the bearish, these are the stocks over here. Okay, these are the ETF. So for the ETF, only January is available. Once again, can just filter first. Okay, auto filter first to 7. Okay, 1st to 7th of January. Okay, so all these are the inverse ETF. So we don't take a look at that. So essentially, it's telling you that market is actually going higher. Okay, but the one that caught my attention, okay, for the short side, short selling side, because it's bearish, bearish. Okay, you're anticipating that the price will come down. So this is the favorable date for the XME. Okay, metals and mining ETF. Okay, from 5th of January to 30th of January. Okay, for the past 15 years, okay, 80% of time, okay, it closed lower. I think so. It's 13 years. Okay, it's 13 years. It closed lower. Okay, and you realize that for the ETF, right? For this bearish one, I don't have many stocks, so I actually lowered down to 80% because a lot of times market tends to go higher. Not a lot of bearish stock. Typically, I chose 90% above. But for bearish, okay, if I keep my criteria so strict, nothing else to trade really. So I put it 80% and above. And for the newer ETF and the stocks, right, I actually put in the average profit percent, okay, because one subscriber actually suggests that maybe Alex, you can maybe add in the the average profit, okay, in percentage or absolute value. So added in, okay, which means that, for example, which are the generate the most profit within the favorable period. Okay, so for example, within the favorable period, okay, this inverse ETF, it is 10%. Of course, because this is inverse leverage 3 times ETF. So generally, typically, you will definitely have more profits. Okay, but these are the one. But it doesn't mean, that the higher the profit, okay, it is the best for you. It doesn't matter, okay. I think that is not the most important, okay, because we are doing swing trade, okay. As long as your risk to reward, it is 1 is to 1.5 and above, I think that's good enough. Okay, doesn't mean that 9% is also very good and you continue this year also. Okay, all right. So the other one that I'm looking at is actually XME, metals and mining. Okay, so the metals and mining, this is not the usual precious metal like gold and silver miners. So if you take a look at the fact sheet, okay, ETF.com/XME, okay, this is commodities really. So can you see that this XME, right, US metals and mining company. So across, okay, aluminum, coal, copper, metals and mining, gold, precious metal and minerals, silver and steel. Even though it says got gold and metals, but if you look at the holdings, the top holdings is not actually gold and silver. You can see that Alcoa Corporation is steel, United States Steel, of course, is steel. MP also doing steel, or is it rare earth? I forgot, but it is not gold and metal. So Cleveland Cliffs also on metals. Okay, all these are Freeport McMoran is also on copper. Okay, all these are on like aluminium, steel, copper, rare earth metals. Okay, not exactly on the metals like gold and silver. So if you take a look at XME over here, so this is something that I'm quite interested to go for a short. Okay, you can see the price has been pretty extended. Okay, after a rally pullback, hold support at the CPR, and then even a higher rally, and then price is coming down. Okay, so there's also a wash and rinse pattern. So for the bearish side of thing, the short selling side, it is the same reverse. So price, okay, close higher, okay, than the prior day low over here. Can you see over there? The closing price close higher than the prior day low. So this wash line is 61.19. 61.19 over here. Okay, all right. By right, okay. The best opportunity to short is actually on Thursday lah. So we are already 1 day late. Okay. So once again, but I think there's still more downside to go because this huge rally is a very strong rally. If there's a correction and based on the seasonal data, we have about 1 month window period. So there could be more downside to come. So I'll be looking to see whether to enter on this one and see whether there's more downside to come for this XME. So this is for the bearish ETF side of thing over there. Okay, so for the stocks wise, right? So for the bearish stocks, okay, as I mentioned, January to March, it is all done. Okay, so for stocks, I typically choose above the 90% and above one. So in all, you can see that there's also not a lot for January, also 160 only. Because typically, okay, stocks go higher in the long run. So bearish one with such a track record is not that easy to find. Okay, so yeah, so let's do a auto filter. Okay, so start and open 1st to 7th of January also, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the one that you could be looking out for. Okay, again, there are many stock out there. I cannot cover every single one of them. Okay, can you see that? X steel. Okay, basic material. I think MPR and steel also. Okay, and then basic material. All these are steel, and also quite a number of steel. Okay, all right. And the one that caught my attention, actually I shorted one. Okay, I shorted one is actually this LZB on last Friday. I don't know how to pronounce. Okay, it could be lazy boy or what, or lazy boy. Okay, 5th of January to 7th of Feb for the past 10 years. Okay, 9 years it was down between this period. Okay, I was looking at this one LZB. Okay, LZB. So if we take a look at LZB, all right, LZB. First of all, okay, I typically don't short. So if you ask the seasonal Vantage insiders for the past 2 quarters, I didn't really short. Okay, this is the first time I'm trying to get my feet wet to try shorting it. Okay, all right, because it's just my opinion. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I just cut my loss. So yeah, so trying to hedge some of the position for the long, because I'm not so confident of going long. So I added in a few shots to hedge my position. Okay, all right. So you can see that this is LZB. So also a fantastic run recently. Okay, go higher, and right now we are in the favorable period of within the short period. So there is also a wash and rinse pattern over here. Can you spot it? Price closed higher than the prior day low over here. So the prior day, price closed higher than the prior day high. So the prior day high is actually 37.53. 37.53. Okay, all right. So I shorted on Friday itself. So just very slight profit. So I'm still holding on to LZB. All right. So if you actually, let's say for example, if you short tonight when market opens or 1 hour later, I think still not too late, but we still need to see the price action now. Okay. All right. Because I don't know how the market will pan out. Okay. Tonight the market might just chong a lot higher. I don't know. So we need to see. But I have started to have some short position. So this is the number one, the first short position of the year, LZB. All right, so let's see whether market can go down lower, okay, in time to come. Okay, so this is LZB. Another one that I'm actually looking out at is actually this PriceSmart. Okay, PriceSmart. This is a consumer staple retailing. This is a retailing one. From 5th of Jan to 2nd of Feb, also about 1 month window period. For the past 10 years, 9 years, it went down during this favorable period over here. So PSMT, okay, PSMT. Okay, so boom, okay, in a uptrend, then downtrend, then boom, up all the way up. All right, so we are also within the favorable period. Okay, let's see, there's a wash and rinse pattern or not. Yes, there is. Okay, can you see that on this 26th of December where price closed higher than the prior day high. Okay, so the prior day high is actually 76.10. 76.10 over here. Okay, and then on Friday, it actually closed lower than the wash line. So this is the first trigger. All right. So again, as I said, there's the two possibility for you to enter. First, okay, you enter a short when market opens. Okay. All right. Or after 1 hour later at 11:30 p.m. Singapore time, you see how the market goes. Okay. And then you see whether price can still stay below the wash line. Okay. Of course, when you enter after an hour, there's a trade-off that market might go a lot lower. Okay, then you have to chase a little bit already. Okay, so this is the trade-off. So just see how it goes. All right. Or you can set a limit order. Okay, so maybe somewhere around the closing price. The closing price is at about 75.78. So set a limit order. Okay, when market opens, whether it can open at the closing price on last Friday. You can see whether you can get a trade or not. Okay, so these are a few options. Okay, so these are the two stocks that is in my watch list for shorting: the PSMT and also the LZB. Okay, the Lazy Boy. Okay, Lazy Boy over here. So all in all, okay, I am starting to try a few shots. Okay, again, it doesn't mean that I'm right. Okay, I could be wrong. So this is just my watch list. Okay, please don't copy me. Entirely up to you whether you want to go long or go short. But for me personally, okay, if I want to go long, okay, I will look at the utilities. Okay, if I want to go short, I will just enter the stocks that I mentioned like PSMT and LZ Boy. Of course, if there's any other good trigger that I see during the week, I will also update in the members area over there. So I think again, I cannot catch all stocks. If you manage to see some stocks that is of interest, okay, to the community, okay, do comment, okay, in the members area, okay, let me know so that I can take a look, say that, hey, this is a good stocks to go long or to go short. Thank you for sharing. So I might not catch everything also. Okay, Ken? All right. So with that, thank you so much. Okay, today's video is, I think, a bit quite long over here. So see you again soon. Bye-bye.